Hey guys, in this video I will show you how to make the creation of N8N workflows easier and not having to create them manually anymore. All thanks to this MCP, N8N MCP from this guy. I will leave you the link in the description for the GitHub repo. He basically went ahead and created an MCP server that has all the documentations needed for N8N, as that was the main problem when everybody tried to make an AI agent that creates N8N workflows from prompts. We even made a video before on the first version of that. We created an AI agent where we gave it a vector database of all the N8N documentation that we managed to gather, but that wasn't enough because a lot of data, especially the JSON templates, were missing, so we couldn't provide or create an agent that has everything that needs to create a whole N8N workflow. And then people managed to do something that is somewhat decent using the Claude Opus 4, the new model from Claude, which was able to create N8N workflows at a decent level. But this one gives that even more steroids. It makes it even better and provides all the data needed to create a N8N workflow. So yeah, let's go and take a look at the GitHub repo. First of all, it is from this guy. I can't pronounce his name because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna mess it up, but it is N8N MCP, which is a public GitHub repo. I will leave you guys the link in the description. If we scroll down a bit more to the README section, we will find that it has 525 nodes from N8N, from both N8N nodes base and the nodes from LangChain. It has 99% coverage for all the node properties with detailed schemas, which is very important when trying to create N8N workflows using JSON. We have 63.6% node operations coverage of all available actions. We have 90% of the documentation covered, and we have 263 AI capable nodes detected with full documentation. So yeah, to install this, it's pretty simple. We have two ways to do it. Either using Docker. All we have to do is just copy and paste this command in our CMD, and the image will get pulled into your local PC, and then you can run it, of course, using the command. Or you can install it locally using these list of commands. Personally, I went with the second option, which I installed the GitHub repo to my PC. I will show you how. So all you have to do is just open up a new terminal like this, and then go to any folder you want to clone the repo to. I will not be repeating this because I already have done that. So yeah, after you do that, just copy and paste this first command here, git clone, and clone the repo. After you do that, you will have to hit cd N8N MCP to get inside the folder you have just cloned for the repo, and then type in npm install, and then after that npm run build, and then npm run rebuild, and after that, to run the server, just type in npm start. And once you do that, you will see that the server will be running. So as you can see here, I have done that, npm start. Don't mind these because I switched to HTTP mode at first and then went back to the stdio. So you don't have to do any of these above. All you have to do is just run the npm start. It will tell you that the server is running correctly, and that's how you know that your server is running. Now, let's move to the part where we explain how to run this MCP or how to use it with an AI agent. So in the documentation here, it gives you one option, which is using the Claude desktop. For my case and for this video, I will not be using Claude desktop. I will be using Cursor instead because I found it is easier, and it is kind of free because it gives you some free runs. Of course, you can always upgrade your Cursor subscription to be able to choose what LLM model you want to use and other advanced features. I will be using only the free version here. So all you have to do is just go to the Cursor website. I will leave it in the description. Download for Windows, and then you have to go through all the installation steps. Once you do that, of course, you will have Cursor open. So as you can see here, we have Cursor open. Now, all we have to do is just click on open folder. And then after you do that, you will have to choose the .cursor folder. You will find it under your user root folder. So open it and then click on select folder. As you can see here, you will only find the extensions folder and this file here, the argv.json. Now we will move to the next part, in which we will have to set up the configuration for our cursor to include the MCP server to its AI agent. So it will be a simple command. Just open Cursor again. You will have to right click here, click on create new file, and then add mcp.json. As you can see here, I have already done that. So once you open it, it will be empty first. You will have to copy this JSON here, which is basically creating the MCP server configuration inside Cursor. That way our AI agent inside Cursor will be able to use the MCP server. So it's simple here. It will be like this exactly. So from the README file, you have to copy this and paste it here. And then you will have to change, of course, the path to your index.js from the MCP server. It will be something like this. Since I cloned the N8N MCP inside the work folder for my case, it will be this one here, and then slash this slash MCP slash index.js. For the env, you will have to specify that the MCP mode is stdio for the log level error and disable console output to true. Alright, now you'll have to save it inside Cursor, and let's make sure that our AI agent inside Cursor is able to communicate with this MCP server. Just click on this icon here to open up the settings, and then type in MCP here. Since you created this one here, you will find the MCP server directly in the list here. So N8N MCP, for example, as you can see here, it will have this name. So if we change this name here instead of N8N MCP, let's say MCP only. If we go to the settings, go to MCP, you will find it here. So click on it. Once you click on it, you will find it in the MCP tools list. Just activate it, and then you can close this window. Let's move on to the part where we actually create the N8N automation or workflow and test it out. So for this, you can go to any other folder you want. I will just stay here. So let's say we want to create a workflow that fetches the weather each morning at 8 a.m., for example, and sees for a specific location and sees if the weather is above 30 degrees Celsius. If so, it will send us a notification to our email to tell us that the weather is kind of hot today, so be careful. So we will be creating the JSON file to contain the template. So right click on new file. Let's name it weather checker, for example, .json. We have it open now. So if we go here and press this toggle all pane, we'll see that we have access to the chat now. And this AI agent, of course, I'm on the free version. I can change the LLM model, but using the free version will be sufficient to create a couple of workflows. All right, so let's test it now. I told him that I want to create a workflow that fetches the weather each morning at 8 a.m. for Paris and checks if it's above 30 degrees Celsius. If so, it sends me an email to straight to point, which is my email here. So let's click on send. You will see that it will be trying to use the tools. So as you can see here, it's using the get node for task tool. If we go back to GitHub, we'll see the list of the tools this MCP server offers. So the tools, documentation, list node, get node info, etc. We have advanced tools, list tasks, get node for task, which is this one I'm trying to execute now. We have workflow management. So basically, if we specify in the configuration of Cursor for this MCP server, we can specify the N8N API URL and the N8N API key. I will show you how to get this. With this, it will be able to use these tools here, which are basically going to allow it to execute commands directly inside the N8N server. So, for example, creating workflows, getting workflow details and information, etc. We have the execution management tools and the system tools to check the health, etc. So yeah, if we go back here, let's, as you can see, it's waiting for my approval. So let's click on run tool. Let's give it the approval. Okay, now it asked me whether I want ready to import. So yeah, let's wait for it to generate the code inside here. As you can see, it's creating the code for us, the JSON. And yeah, all right. So let's accept it and we'll be ready to go. So of course, the credentials, it will not be able to create it for us. We have to go manually and put it, which makes sense. So yeah, let's go ahead and copy this. Let's go to N8N now. Before we do anything, I will show you how to get the API key for N8N. So go in the bottom left here, click on settings, and go to N8N API. You will find all your API keys here. If you don't have any, just click on create an API key, give it a name, give it an expiration date, and then you will be able to copy it and put it inside the configuration for Cursor for this MCP server to be able to create workflows for you directly. You don't have to do it manually, copy and paste. So now let's create a new workflow. And let's just paste in this. As you can see here, we got our workflow. So it checks every day at 8 a.m., which is the trigger using the schedule trigger, checks the weather for Paris. Of course, we'll have to include our credentials here. We'll have to check if it's larger than 30. If yes, it will send me an email directly to straight to point here. I didn't specify the sender email here, so it created a subject on its own, it created a text, and it will be able to send it to me directly. So yeah, we go here and put this to expression, of course. So we have the false here. We didn't specify what to do if it's not above 30. Just to let you know, I went ahead and did some other iterations too on Cursor to let it fix what it started, because it gave me a couple of errors inside N8N here, which is pretty expected because I'm using the free version of Cursor. I'm not using the best recommended model for this one, which is the Claude 4 Opus, which is the best one for N8N. So yeah, for the free version, I mean, it's pretty impressive that it already managed to fix this, but I'm pretty sure if we combine it with the best model, it will give us great results. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed. This has been how to generate automatically your N8N workflows without spending a lot of effort and time in creating them manually. Of course, there are some stuff that are left to do manually, such as importing your credentials. But yeah, we are already in a good step ahead. So using this MCP with the best model, it will give you great results. I'm pretty sure the sky is the limit with this. Let us know what you have been able to create using this trick here. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed and found this useful. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will be seeing you in the next tutorial. Goodbye.